AITA for forcing my daughter to find her own way to a wedding because of what she was wearing. My wife and I have 3 daughters. 19, 24, and 28. Our youngest, Jill, just started community college this year while our 2 oldest have moved away to start their careers. Jill still lives with my wife and I as she is attending college locally, and this saves her money. This past weekend we were invited to my niece's and goddaughter wedding a couple hours away. The dress code was semi-formal, so men were expected to wear suits and women in dresses. As we were getting ready to leave, Jill was taking her sweet time getting ready and I was kind of nagging at her to get going. She had been out late the night before with friends and I'm sure she was feeling the effects of that. When she was finally ready to go, she was wearing some kind of black spaghetti strap halter top thing with leggings. I told her that was not an appropriate outfit for her cousin's wedding and that she needs to change into something else. She told me she doesn't have anything else to wear and that I don't get to police what she's wearing. I told her that judging by the amount of dirty clothes on her floor and in her closet, she clearly has other options. She just didn't plan ahead enough to figure something out. I told her it was disrespectful to her cousin, the bride, to wear something too revealing and tacky to their wedding. Jill called me a jerk and said no one is going to care what she's wearing and if people focus on her clothes more than the bride, that's their problem, not hers. I told her in that case, how she is getting to the wedding is her problem, not mine. She asked what that meant and I told her that if that's what she wants to wear, she is going to have to find her own way to the wedding because I am not going to arrive with my daughter looking like she is about to hit a club at 2 a.m. instead of attend her cousin's wedding. My wife chimed in at this point and told us both to calm down. She told me I was being overbearing, but also told Jill that she did not agree with her choice of attire either and reminded her this is a semi-formal event. She told Jill she would help her find a different option that would be better suited for this. Jill scoffed at that and went to her room and closed the door. I went and knocked and told her she has 15 minutes to be ready or we are leaving without her. She yelled at me that I was being an asshole, so I went outside to wait and after 20 minutes I went inside and Jill was still in her room. I told my wife that I am leaving and she can either come with me now, or her and Jill can figure out their own plans. My wife asked what Jill is supposed to do and I said she can take an Uber for all I care at this point. My wife reluctantly left with me and I could tell she felt guilty about the whole thing. Jill ended up not coming to the wedding and both her and my wife blame me for it. I don't think I was the asshole here though. NTA. I know that a lot of people will start going on about what a woman wears. But this is about not being up to the dress code. And while your daughter had the right to wear what she wanted, you also had the right not to be associated with her decisions on what she wanted to wear. You disagreed with her apparel and as such you weren't going to help her be disrespectful to her cousin by not going with the dress code. I put this in a similar category as if your daughter had decided to wear a white dress to the wedding. Yeah, there's no law preventing it, but that doesn't mean you have to assist in her decisions. And if she's big enough to decide what she wants to wear, she's big enough to call an Uber. NTA. When did people forget that there are types of clothing that is inappropriate to wear in certain places, events? You aren't policing what she wears in this situation. If you can't dress appropriately, then don't go. Listen, I am an out and proud feminist, and I will always rail against people policing and picking apart the type of clothing that women choose to wear. That being said, a person hosting a private event has every right to adopt a dress code. And if you don't want to listen to that dress code, Then you don't have to go to the event. It is disrespectful to show up dressed inappropriately. You absolutely did the right thing, NTA. Although your daughter may not appreciate it at the moment. You saved her from looking like an idiot and embarrassing herself. NTA. You're exactly right. Leggings and a halter top are not appropriate to wear at a wedding that is set to semi-formal attire. It shows disrespect to the bride. And it's embarrassing for you as well. The people saying that you have no right to say, "I'm not taking you unless you change," have a double standard. They want to say that Jill is an adult and can wear what she wants, make her own choices. But they still don't believe that Jill should face the consequence of her own choices. And also take on that adult responsibility of having to figure out how to get to an event. NTA. She is 19. It is a wedding. Who wears a tank top and leggings to a wedding that clearly stated formal? NTA. Your daughter is old enough to know what to wear to a wedding. Her poor planning isn't your fault. She made her bed by going out and getting wasted while not thinking ahead of the wedding and dress code. You did well by not taking her with you honestly. NTA 19 is old enough. Also, you gave her enough time to change. But you should probably get your wife's judgment. Your body, your choice, isn't applicable here. If she doesn't want to dress according to the event, the bride's wishes, she can't go. Easy as that. I think dress codes ought to be followed, especially for sentimental occasions like these. NTA. NTA. She's a 19 years old acting like an 8 years old. Why can't I wear pajamas to the christening? Your wife should have told her no. The fact that you even took the time to wait for her after she called you an asshole. My dad would have kicked me out the house. You never disrespect your parents like that. Especially under their own roof. I'd be pissed as the bride if someone from my side of the family comes to the wedding dresses like that after I gave everyone the dress code. Not cool. NTA. Being unprepared to follow the dress code, in and of itself, makes her the awe. As Op said, it shows a deep disrespect for the bride and groom. Staying out late the night before. Not picking out a proper dress in advance. Being slow to get ready. Appearing in a clubbing outfit. And then finally refusing your wife's help are all indicators that she didn't really want to go in the first place. NTA. Script flip. She was too partied out to care about going to the wedding. You did her a favor by not taking her because 1. She didn't want to go, 2. She doesn't have to be the asshole that didn't want to go. She gets to blame you. It's time for a conversation about priorities. NTA. Thanks for standing your ground regarding wedding appropriate clothing for the bride and groom. NTA. Absolutely right, Op. The wedding is semi-formal, not casual. NTA. She'd an adult. She knew this outfit wasn't appropriate for the wedding you were attending. If she didn't want to change, that was her choice. If she wasn't going to adhere to the dress code, she didn't need to go. NTA. Leaving aside the whole father-daughter stuff. This is someone else's wedding. If you want to show up, you follow their rules. NTA. 19 is certainly old enough to understand dress codes. You sound like an overall reasonable parent. Not overbearing, and she sounds 14. It is disrespectful to show up to a semi-formal event dressed like that. Even if it wasn't. It's a wedding, not a barbecue, and one way to express your respect and esteem for your host is to dress a little better than normal. She was being a brat, and I don't think you were out of line to say unless she changed into something nicer. She wasn't going in your car. When I was that age, living at home, I did change out of a couple of outfits at my mother's request. She was right. They were too revealing, and also, she's my mother, and after a lifetime of kind, loving upbringing, I owed her that amount of respect at least. Well, brides do remember. I still remember my cousin's husband wearing blue jeans with a dark shirt. Okay, I guess. But white socks and sandals? Oh, come on. NTA. I think you did the correct thing. It appears to me that she was lacking some basic empathy in that moment. This was not about her but about the bride and the groom. You simply don't disrespect somebody on their wedding day like that. It was clearly stated what kind of apparel was to be expected. To be honest, I wouldn't have been as patient as you. I wouldn't have discussed it. NTA. Your daughter has some maturing to do. I wouldn't have went to the wedding with her, either. NTA. What an inappropriate outfit. She is lucky to have a parent who will tell her, no way. That is inappropriate, instead of one who would let her attend a semi-formal event and be thoroughly embarrassed. I wasn't taught stuff like that, and it is embarrassing to show up to an event completely out of the recommended dress. I do this. It is also your job to help her go through and figure out what she can actually wear. Though.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.